There's so much more coming in. A 20-hour-long fierce encounter in the Kandi area of Rajouri was caught on camera. And this was a gun battle that broke out between Lashkar-e-Taiba terrorists who'd infiltrated and the security forces. And look at these pictures. These are spectacular images of how our brave soldiers killed Pakistani terrorists. 2 Lashkar-e-Taiba terrorists were killed. Of course, you also had 1 security force personnel injured in a 20-hour-long encounter in South Kashmir's Pulwama district. This encounter started after the police, the CRPF and the Rashtriya Rifles launched a joint operation. The slain terrorist was identified as Shaukat Ahmed and Gulzar Ahmed, both residents of Pulwama. And my colleague Shuja Haq with me on this big story. Shuja, you covered this encounter. The security forces laid a cordon. The encounter started in the evening, lasted through the night, and then the next morning was in the paddy fields. Describe this entire encounter for us, Shuja.
Well, Gaurav, it was one of the most difficult operations that was carried out in recent times by the security forces in Jammu and Kashmir. You know, it started in the evening and then carried through the entire night. In fact, let me tell you that the militants who were holed up initially in a house actually managed to flee, and then they entered into this huge paddy field between the 2 villages in Pulwama, and that is where the tricky part lied. The entire paddy field was surrounded by security forces. There was huge, the huge contingent of army, CRPF, police force that were brought in. In fact, at one point of time, I can tell you that unmanned aerial vehicles were used by the army to, pinpoint the location of these 2 militants inside that paddy field. And once that location was pinpointed, the commandos were sent in a Casper vehicle, in a bulletproof vehicle. And then they, absolutely mine-protected vehicle, and then onwards they carry out this operation. You can see in these visuals, it was a very, very difficult operation to carry on. And as you were pointing out, 2 militants of Lashkar-e-Taiba, both of them local residents, were gunned down in it, and both of them had huge, baggage in terms of how they were wanted by the state police in state of Jammu and Kashmir.
For the moment, many thanks for joining me. Brilliant operation, and a joint operation that was carried out by the Jammu and Kashmir police, by the CRPF, and of course the special forces of the Indian Army along with the Rashtriya Rifles.